What are some good self-care ideas for men? If you watch this video to the end, you'll learn 5 easy self-care ideas for men. The last self-care idea for men is a really powerful one that I wish someone would have taught me as a young adult. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch this. My name is Mike Veny, and on this channel you will find peace of mind through the gift of emotional wellness. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I regularly share brand new videos, and I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss this opportunity. I'm a certified corporate wellness specialist, author, speaker, course instructor, and the CEO of Mike Veny Inc. I am not, however, a mental health professional. So if you are thinking of harming yourself or someone else, or are in need of medical help, please consult a doctor. And if you are in an emergency, please call 911. Now, a few things before I go any further. I am a man, and I know what it's like to struggle with mental health challenges as a man. In fact, I've struggled for my whole life with my mental health. I have major depressive disorder, anxiety, and obsessive compulsive disorder. At its worst, it's debilitating, and at its best, it's manageable. And fortunately, as I'm recording this, I'm able to manage my mental health and give you a video here. I have learned to thrive and continue to cultivate a healthy sense of masculinity as I've addressed my mental health. And that's something that comes up for a lot of men that's not talked about a lot, masculinity. In fact, for a while, many people thought that was a negative term to use, masculinity, because we associate it as something toxic. But no, masculinity is just a trait. And any trait that anyone has can be toxic or it can be healthy. And I want to share with you 5 easy self-care ideas for men. Number 1, embrace that all men struggle with mental health challenges. This is probably the biggest one. We could stop the whole video right now. You know, we as people all struggle with emotions, insecurity, depression, anxiety, could be PTSD, and the same mental health concerns that women do. Men often think that they don't feel emotion. But what happens is, for a lot of men, is that we repress it, and it exposes itself as anger. For many years, I would have told you that I battled anger management issues, and anger is something I still struggle with. But what I learned through therapy and counseling was that anger, for me, was depression in disguise. And for a lot of men with anger management challenges, well, that is depression in disguise. And let's be honest, as men or young boys growing up, we're not often taught how to deal with it. We're told to man up, and pull yourself up by the bootstraps, be tough, be strong. And yes, there are times in life where you need to do that, but when it comes to the emotions, it's important to learn to work with them. Emotions are great teachers, and emotions give you an opportunity to learn about yourself at a really deep level. And fortunately, I'm grateful that I have a therapist that is continuing to work with me regularly on this stuff. And that goes right into point number 2. Find the right therapist or counselor for yourself. If you are going to therapy or counseling, yay, keep going. Make sure you're getting the most out of it. As a man, it's really important to do that because oftentimes we think that, we can just talk to our friend or our significant other. The cool thing about a therapist or counselor is you're talking to someone who's not a friend, a family member, colleague, or significant other, and you can just let things off your chest that are just really bothering you, maybe things you're ashamed of, and do it in a safe environment. And again, it's a growth opportunity. Typically, it takes about 2 to 3 sessions to find the right therapist. It's a process. And also, be proactive in between your sessions. If a therapist gives you a homework assignment or something to reflect on, be sure to do that. Number 3, learn to feel your feelings. This one, for many years, was a difficult one for me. And it's even a shocker that I'm telling it to you right now because I remember when the thought of this was so overwhelming. When you're feeling a difficult emotion, sometimes you may think that you are that emotion. One of my previous videos, I talked about me and anger and how when I was younger and used to get angry, I used to feel that I was the anger. It would take over like the Incredible Hulk. As an adult and working with a good therapist, I learned the importance of just learning to sit with the anger and feel it, not do anything about it. Not feel the need to make it go somewhere, put it on someone, just to feel it. And this is very scary. I just want to warn you. First time I did this, it lasted maybe 10 seconds, and I was like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing this anymore. In David Hawkins' book, Letting Go, he talks about this idea of holding an emotion, a difficult emotion, and feeling it for about 10 to 20 minutes and it will soon start to dissipate. I have tried to hack this, by the way. One night I remember I was angry and I was trying to fall asleep, but just too angry. So I came out into the living room and I actually turned the timer on. I said, okay, 20 minutes. And I sat there for about 20 minutes just trying to feel my anger fully. I tried to see if I can go beyond 20 minutes. I wanted to prove David Hawkins wrong. And you know what? By the time I was a little past 10 minutes, it slowly started to dissipate. So it's really important to remember that this is a real opportunity for you here. If you've been experiencing some intense emotions, there's no need to run away from them. There's no need to try to suppress them. Learn to feel them. And when you're in this process of talking about it in therapy and feeling it, it's going to change your life. Number 4, I want to talk about anger because that's a big one for men. Anger is an outward expression of power. And the key to dealing with anger, I have learned for me, is to turn it into power. Oftentimes, when we are angry at something, we feel like our power was taken away from us in some situation. Maybe someone cut you off, or someone spoke down to you, or someone screwed you over, whatever it is. So it's important to take your power back in a healthy way. One of the ways that I've actually learned to do that is to use the physical body. When I am at the gym, if I'm boxing, doing some kind of punching thing, or leg press or squat, it allows me to visualize taking my power back. And think about it. If I'm doing a squat in the gym, I'm not going to demonstrate right now. You have to look that up on YouTube if you don't know what a squat is. Oftentimes when I'm going up and down, what I'm doing is visualizing taking my power back, putting my foot down. And that's one of the greatest things that you can do for your anger, is figure out how to turn it into power. And please comment below and let me know any self-care ideas that you know of for men that you have used. I'm always looking for new ones. Number 5, this is the most important of all. Cultivate wins. Men, by nature, are competitive and providers and need to win to feel good. Now, let me explain what that means. It doesn't mean win at everything, but at certain things in life. Maybe it's that project that you're working on in the basement. You want to feel like you're good because you're moving forward on it. Maybe you're progressing at work in your career, though that's an example of a win. But oftentimes men struggle with their mental health when they're not winning or they feel like they're losing. And it's a perception thing. It's different for every person. So it's important to cultivate wins. One of the wins that I had today is I did my morning meditation. I meditate twice a day, doing transcendental meditation. To know I got those 2 sessions in is a huge win for me. So it's important for men to find those wins. So let's review these self-care ideas for men. Number 1, embrace that all men struggle with mental health challenges. Number 2, find the right therapist or counselor. If you're going to therapy or counseling, make sure you're getting the most out of it. Number 3, learn to feel your feelings. Number 4, turn that anger into power. Number 5, cultivate wins. Now you know some easy self-care ideas for men. But what about getting some more help and guidance on how to take care of yourself? I have created a library of courses on self-care that you can find on opensesame.com by clicking the link in the description. If you liked this video, please click that like button and share it with your friends. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.